All right, this is part three, you guys, of our video, and we're almost done here. So here's what I did. I finished putting the points from the function, right? What's the function we're talking about? The exponential function y equals 2 to the x power. Now this first table down here that I created, remember, it was to help me find all the points on this function. So I wrote a few of them, and we used the scroll here to find points, right? Now here's the inverse function. Is this these black points, right, that we created. So if I trace them, I'm just gonna trace it here by basically by hand. Look at what's happening here. Okay. Now the question is here, what we want from what we want to find is the actual inverse. So what is this actual function? Now remember the inverse, we put that little -1 above the function sign. Well, what is this? Like, what would be the function that would give me this line here, the one that we just traced over, right? Now remember, the original function in this case, we're going to use 2 to the x power. That's the line above. Now, what would be the inverse, right? What would be the inverse function uh, for the original function? And like I said, it looks like this, right? Now let me zoom in here a little bit. If I click the little arrow, okay, we're a little more zoomed in. Oh, well, I kind of have to erase everything now, right? So let's take a look at this. Here's my inverse function. Look at what it's doing. I'm tracing it over with this green line. Kind of looks like that. It's on this graph, okay? And we're trying to figure out, well, what is the inverse function? What is this inverse function, okay? Well, this is what the problem is asking us to find, but the problem is using a different type of equation. It's this one, the y equals 3x. Okay, so those of you guys are doing this problem, they're asking you guys to find y equals 3x. We use this 3 to the x, I'm sorry. We're using this function. Now, here's what they're asking, and they're going to ask, and I'm going to leave this for you guys to think about. Now, imagine we went one more up, one more value up, okay? So the question would be this: if I added one more point, x equals 16, what would go in this box? What would be the value here for the value of y? Okay, so let me ask you this. If I had the inverse function, right, here's my inverse function, sorry, and I plugged in 16, what would be the value that I get back? What would be the value of y, right? So let me do that one more time. Let me trace this. This is my inverse function, right? This whole table represents my inverse function. So the question is, what would be this value? What would be the value that goes in here, right? Now, don't forget where we're getting all these values from. We're all getting them from the original function, right? The one that is the table down here, right? So I'm going to end the lesson here, at least on the video. What is happening here? Like, what can you guys tell me would be the missing value if I plugged in 16, okay? This problem right here follows the exact same sort of problem that we have over here in for 5-56. If you guys follow the example, you should be able to get through this problem as well. Answer the question best you can. And that's pretty much it, you guys. Message me any questions you still have. We'll be doing the Zoom session again. Check on Schoology so you guys know what to do, or if you have any questions, email me. There are no Delta Math options for these lessons now, okay? Delta Math we use for review, and now when we're learning something new, we use the CPM, okay? I'll be contacting you guys soon, and I hope this helped, okay? Message me if you have any other questions. See you guys soon.